CarePatrol of Denver is your trusted partner in senior care solutions, and today we're looking at two crucial and often overlooked documents that are essential for everyone, especially those who are caring for an aging loved one. We're of course talking about medical and financial powers of attorney. In this sponsored segment, we're joined by Jem Gomer from CarePatrol of Denver and elder law attorney Carl Gladstein. Thank you guys for being here. Really appreciate it. So let's get it. Let's get to it, okay? Let's start with the basics. Why do I need both a medical and a financial power of attorney, and what's the difference between the two?
Well, good question. They're used for two different purposes. So most of us hear about financial powers of attorney, also called a general power of attorney, and that allows us to access your bank accounts, pay your bills, deal with taxes, sell and buy real estate. It's all the financial tweakings, okay? Medical powers of attorney are used for healthcare decisions. If you're in the hospital, if you lack decisional capacity, which is determined by the doctors, then you need to know who has authority to act on your behalf. Without that, it becomes much more difficult.
It kind of makes sense. You broke it down perfectly. So once they're signed and executed, when does the agent step in, and what's the practical process look like?
So, to go back, the reason you have these is when someone is not able to make decisions for themselves.
Exactly.
Right? So if you're in the hospital and you get a really bad infection and you're not able to think for yourself, you need to have a paperwork that says this person decides for me. So that's kind of when it comes into play.
Right.
So the financial is the one that helps do financial decisions, pay for bills. If you're going to need more care, how do you pay for that care? You need someone to be able to pay for you.
Right.
And deciding which care you're getting, that's when the medical power of attorney comes into play.
Again, makes perfect sense. I love it. So what is the consequence if an older adult suddenly loses capacity and they don't have these documents in place? It's a problem.
It is a problem. That's when we may have to go to court. If you don't have a financial power of attorney, general power of attorney, there may be no other recourse other than getting a conservatorship. Now, I'm fine doing that because a lot of people don't plan in advance, but a power of attorney is very simple to take care of. It's also very easy to abuse. So the important thing is to know who is the agent and somebody that you would trust.
Right. Who would you say would take advantage of that?
Unfortunately, according to statistics, most often it's a family member.
I was afraid of that.
Yeah. Strangers will do it. Be careful what you're signing. You might want to have somebody else riding shotgun on the agents, because if you don't trust them while you have capacity, why would you give them this authority when you're incapacitated?
Yes.
That's the big problem. Okay.
Oof, yeah. I'm looking at myself. I should get started on these documents as well.
Yeah.
The sooner the better.
Say the other problem with not having it is if you're in the hospital setting and you're supposed to discharge, but you don't have those paperwork, now you sit in the hospital until those papers are done. So now you're going to court and you're racking up medical bills either in the hospital or the rehab because you don't have someone to make those decisions for you.
Yeah, and why is it that families, they want to avoid all this? That's why it's important to get those documents in order, just like I was talking about, right? They want to avoid this.
It's denial. We're not going to get sick. We're not going to need help. We don't want to rely upon other people. The neat thing about powers of attorney is that you're still in charge. You pick who is going to be your agent, and if you don't like what they're doing or if they're no longer able, you can revoke it. No court involvement is required. Very simple matter to take care of. But like I said, it can be abused, so you need to trust your agent. You need to talk to them. And your agent needs to know you've named them agent. If they're not willing and able, and if they can't access the powers of attorney, it's not going to do you a lot of good.
I got to be honest. After talking to you guys, I'm in denial a little bit. I mean, I got to get my orders, my affairs in order. So, what should people do if they want to get started? Like me, what should I do? What's the first step I should do?
Do some research. There's a lot of information online. I caution people about downloading powers of attorney online because you're not getting the information from somebody that understands how these are used. And financial versus medical, they're used in two very different venues. If you don't have an original financial power of attorney that's signed and notarized, you're not going to have much traction with it. Copies don't do you a whole lot of good in the financial world. When you're talking about healthcare powers of attorney, less than a third of the public has a healthcare power of attorney.
Right.
So doctors are not so concerned as long as there's somebody that has written authorization. Then they can rely upon them as your agent.
All right, well, sounds good. And after this, I'll be talking to you guys privately. Thank you so
one
much.
more thing I wanted to say, make sure you have your power of attorney paperwork handy. I have many clients who they said, I have power of attorney. And I was like, well, do you have the paper? We have to show the paper, and they don't have it. So keeping it, you can't keep it in a safety deposit box that maybe you don't have access to. You need to keep it in a file somewhere that you know where it is when you need it.
Makes sense. All makes sense. Thank you guys so much for
Thank you.
educating everybody here. Having a power of attorney can make sure your wishes are known and followed. It can also save your family expenses on the legal side in the process and prevent family conflict. To learn more, head to carepatrol.com/Denver or scan that QR code you see right there on your screen. Or you can also give them a call at 720-675-8308. Thank you to Care Patrol of Denver for sponsoring this segment.